Hey you guys. Okay, now today is a little bit of a oh, I just banged my knee. Today is a little bit of a questions and answers type of video. I've received a lot of messages from you guys in regards to questions to nails, so I thought I'm useless at typing and I thought I'd actually make a video and answer some of them, and hopefully that will help everyone. Now the first lot of questions that I'm going to answer is from Lorraine 2365. Now I'll show you her logon, her name, so you guys know who I'm talking about. There we go, Lorraine 2365. Okay, now Lorraine has asked me some really great questions. The first thing she was wanting to know is, she says here, at the moment I use Easy Flow UV30 top coat, which has an enhancer in it, which makes the whites whiter and the pinks pinker. It says here you don't use under a lamp, so I'm assuming it air dries. Now can you tell me if the Glaze and Go has the same effect, because I have used other UV gel top coats and they don't really bring the colour out. Now Glaze and Go won't actually bring more colour out, but it will just give a really crisp coat. Honestly, I've never used anything that's quite so good as this. It's quite effortless, unlike other gel top coats that you actually have to, once you've cured them, you remove them and then you have to remove the tacky residue on the top. This you don't have to. You paint it on, you stick it underneath your 9-watt UV lamp for 90 seconds, you remove it, and that's it, it's finished. All you have to do then is oil your nails, so it's scratch resistant. You can paint nail polish on top of the on top of the Glaze and Go, and you can remove it 100 times if you like, and it's actually not going to disrupt that beautiful glassy finish that's on the nail from the Glaze and Go. She's asking for another question. Do you ever have any lifting? We have a nail tech here in the UK called Leighton Denny, and he does famous people's nails and charges about £150 for a set of nails. So surely he can't have any lifting, because I know if I paid that amount of money for a set and got lifting, I would be really upset. So surely it cannot be done, right? Well, wow, £150 a set. He's doing it pretty well, obviously. I would say that probably 90% of my clients don't get lifting. Now the ones that do get lifting, I've tried a lot of different things. What I could possibly put it down to, there's a lot of reasons for lifting. One, it could be possibly the way that I've prepped their nail. Two, it could be that possibly, now the number two is probably the thing that I think is probably the most obvious, is that the product might not suit them, because it's the same clients getting the same amount of lifting every time. So possibly the product you're using isn't suiting your clients. Other reasons for lifting is you haven't done your prep properly, so you're not dehydrating the nail plate properly, you're not using a good enough primer. Once you've done your prep, you're then going back and touching the actual nail plate with your finger, because obviously there's oils in your fingertips, and if you've just gone and dehydrated all of your nails, all of your clients' nails, and then you've gone and touched them again with your own fingertips, that's then transferring oil onto those freshly prepared nails, which is going to contaminate them, which can lead to lifting. Another problem for lifting is possibly the nails might be too long. Aesthetically, so you know, when you look at the nails, the most pleasing look would be if you were to break the nail, the section just here, into about thirds. Okay, add a third, the equivalent to that third on the end. So you've got 3/4 of pink and 1/4 of white. Okay, aesthetically that's the most pleasing, and also for strength, that's usually the strongest. Okay, so if they're too much longer than that, that could be a cause of lifting, because as they come down, too much downward pressure is actually going to pop this end up, okay, which is going to cause you lifting. Other reasons for lifting, possibly your product is either too wet or too dry. Now I can't tell you the perfect mix ratio for all products, because all products are quite different. Okay, so it just depends on your manufacturer's instructions. Ideally for most products, as a general rule, you actually want the product, when you pick up your ball on your brush, okay, you don't want the product to be falling off the brush, okay, because it'll be too wet. You also don't want the product, when you're looking at the ball on the end of the brush, you don't want it to be where you can see still see dry powder because that's too dry. Okay, you want that perfect in the middle. So the perfect in the middle is just kind of a nice glassy, shiny type finish, but it's also kind of got little bubbles and dimples in it, kind of like, you know, little orange peel dimples. Okay, that is majority of the time the perfect consistency, but again, that does go back to manufacturer's instructions. Any other questions here? Now, she's just said here in her message to me, I actually feel quite embarrassed when I have lifting, and don't feel embarrassed, okay? I'm the same. I've been doing nails for about 8 years now, and I mean, I still get the odd little bit of lifting. It's just a matter of educating your client as well. So actually explain to your client, you know, why there could be these lifting problems, and then they feel a bit more confident that you know and you're aware of the situation, and that you're doing your best to try and fix it. And I find a lot of clients really quite enjoy me explaining to them what I'm doing and explaining to them why they've got these problems. So don't feel embarrassed. It's just about practice. Anything else here? Sorry, I'm just reading through her message. Just at the bottom here it says, I noticed that you have had bare nails twice in the past 4 weeks or so, so that must mean you have soaked your nails off. How often would you say that acrylic can be soaked off? Okay, now what I like to do, obviously when I remove my nails I soak my nails off. That is the safest way to protect your nails underneath. Please do not rip them off, okay? Ripping your acrylic nails off your natural nails is going to cause nothing but absolute destruction. It's going to totally damage those nails underneath. So please do soak them in acetone. I know it's time consuming, I know it's messy, but it's the best way to get them off, and try and keep as healthy a nail as possible underneath. Now for my clients, it's not a general hard and fast rule. It's just dependent on the condition of the acrylic. Sometimes with some clients, they're really, really rough on their nails, and I find that I might have to soak them off perhaps once every 6 months. Other clients, I can have them for years and years and I've never had to soak them off. So it's all just dependent on the client. But for most clients, when they first start with me, I kind of do say to them, we probably will soak them off maybe once or twice a year, just to start afresh. Sometimes the acrylic can get a little bit brittle. Sometimes the colour can fade a little bit. You might get a little bit too much build up in thickness. So it's just a matter of choice in regards to soaking off. So that is Lorraine's response. I hope you're happy with that, Lorraine. And yes, on the bottom here it says, and those 3 words are in my mind all the time: practice, practice, practice. And that really is the only thing that I can say to all you guys out there who are learning to do nails, is just practice. I remember when I first started doing nails, I would actually get the nail tips and I would stick them to a bottle of nail polish, and I would just sit there and I would do nail after nail after nail after nail. So I'd practice my smile lines, then I would practice my thickness and my colour tones and my ball placement and things like that. So I think that really is the only way to learn, is to practice. I really don't think, I think the most important thing to do to you know, call yourself a nail technician is to get at least 100 sets of nails under your belt. Because once you've done 100 sets, you're really in control of the product, and you're really in control of different sizes and shapes of nails, and hopefully in that 100 sets you'll get a few nail biters, and then you get people who want different, you know, quite exaggerated lengths and things like that. So you should get a really nice mixture of customers. So yeah, I suppose that's what I'm going to sign off. And just say practice, practice, practice. And guys, if you do have any questions, do mail them through to me, and I'll either reply or I might do a video like I'm doing today. So that is for Lorraine, and I have got a few other questions here, so I will do another video on those. Thanks guys, bye.